All right, so we had a very important battle ahead of us, and the reason it's important is because if I lose this, if I lost this, I would have ended up losing the whole campaign because my entire homeland would have been exposed to the Jimbo armies along with the Takeda. So the whole battle plan is AV Classic Hammer and Anvil, and it's gonna take full advantage of the bridge over here. You can see I'm having my Yari Ashigaru one group supported by bows and a solitary unit of lone swords, and some of them have improved armor, and most importantly my light cavalry have improved armor, and that counts for a lot considering how small and fragile the unit is and how important they're going to be in this battle. And I'm making sure to keep the Yari Ashigaru and my main force away from the bridge. I'm not placing them up at the bridge at the start of the battle because then they'll just get targeted by enemy archers. I want to force the entire enemy force to start crossing and prevent their archers from firing because they're all going to be bunched up on the bridge blocking their line of sight. I'm sending around the cavalry already, just getting them into position for the more decisive maneuver in this battle. And you can probably tell what I'm planning on doing here. Just to save up on time, they have to charge over a shorter distance. I'm making sure I'm hiding them in the trees over here. I know that sometimes the AI will peel off like 1 or 2 units just to deal with the cavalry, but I'm making sure that they are hidden in the tree line over there. For the moment, the entire enemy force, and I have to make sure that I send the cavalry out only after the enemy force is committed because they have lots of Yari Samurai, and the way the AI works is they will send off a unit of Yari Samurai or 2 to deal with the light cavalry unless they're already engaged with my infantry. So you can see already they're sending the general, they're sort of sending the general, and you can tell the AI's pathfinding is gets confused in these battles because of all the choke points. And they sent over their secondary general first. Not good enough, secondary general. And I'm pretty sure in this scenario he's targeting the missile units because that's where the enemy cavalry are programmed. They see missile units and they try to find the shortest path to them. And before he could do that, I intercepted him with my Yari Ashigaru. And now you can see what I'm going to do over here. I'm going to make sure my Yari Ashigaru are placed on the slope. There's a bit of a slope in the area surrounding the bridge there. So trying to give my Yari Ashigaru as much of a hill advantage so all their flanks are protected. They have a slope advantage. Their general's right behind them. And you can already see they have some of their archers have already crossed onto the bridge and they don't have any line of sight. They barely have any line of sight, and already now because all of their Yari Samurai committed, my light cavalry have a free target on their general. And I'm sending the secondary one in a flanking maneuver just to get rid of him as quickly as possible. It's important to take care of the general as quickly as possible because they will try to wheel their archers around and start firing arrows onto my light cavalry. And even with improved armor, you never want your cavalry taking missile fire. So I'm bringing in the lone swords, which I should have brought in earlier, but because the lone swords are an oddball unit, I forget that I even have them. Underutilized. And you can see the enemy morale is already tanking. There are so many bars in the red, so many units have morale in the red, and they should start wavering any moment soon. Because I did also get their secondary general. They have no general units remaining. And I see the opportunity over here. I can see that they're starting to have some flashing banners, so I decided to send in my cavalry. And the thing is, the way the morale works in this game is, even if the cavalry if I don't charge my cavalry into any units, the fact that they have one of my units in their rear breathing down their neck will also negatively affect their morale. So I was facing a superior force, and I did everything to rob them of their advantages, so I made their Yari Samurai fight uphill against Yari Wall, and with Lone Sword supporting. And I made sure that all of their archers were bunched up and mixed into their spear infantry to make sure that most of them barely got any shots off. There was only one bow unit, I think, in the enemy army that was actually getting shots off. I'm obviously going to have a field day because I want to make sure this entire army is neutralized. I have to make sure that all these units are wiped out. So I'm committing pretty much everything. They're all getting blobbed up, bunched up on the bridge. Free targets. And also, I'm also getting free experience on Yari Ashigaru. And getting experience on Yari Ashigaru is important because when you get 1 or 2 chevrons, and these are Ikko-Ikki Yari Ashigaru, so by default they already have better morale. So having the experience on top of that with the armor is extremely important because being the Ikko-Ikki, you don't have any access to Metsukes, so you need to make your men count wherever possible. And there are so many models for the enemy units that my light cavalry, even though they're all bunched up together, many of them are just falling through. You can see 501 kills on light cavalry. Yari Ashigaru getting 3 chevrons. 2 Yari Ashigaru with experience on them and buffed armor. And that means I can go on to take out the Jimbo once and for all.